Hi everyone, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel for today's tutorial. I hope everyone is safe. So for today's tutorial, we'll quickly go straight to it. We're going to be making a dress with a cold shoulder that has 3 layers of circle sleeve. Okay, and I'll be using this fabric for today's tutorial. So already I folded my fabric into 4 places as usual. First I folded into 2 and then into 2 again, making it into 4. I'll be cutting the lower part first of all. So for the lower part, the length is 28. This is a 3/4 kind of dress. The length is 28, and I'll be adding 1.5 inches or 2 inches for fold and for the joining at the upper part. Okay, so in all I measure 30 inches. This is 30 inches. Okay, and for my zipper allowance I used 2 inches. You can choose to increase or to reduce it depending on what you want. The waist measurement I'm working with is 29, divided into 4 is 7.25. 7.25. I'll be adding that to it of 1 inch and then 2 inches seam allowance. So in all I added 3 inches extra. For my hip line, which is 9 inches away from the waistline, the hip measurement is 42, divided into 4 will give us 10.5, plus 2 inches extra also for seam allowance. So I'll just drag this hip measurement down to the hemline. It's 12.5. And then I'll connect the waist to the hip, and then okay. So this is for the lower part. I'll go ahead and cut. So for the upper part, here we go. I'll be cutting both the front and the back at the same time. Having folded into 2, I'll fold again, making it into 4 with a zipper allowance of about 2 inches. Okay. The shoulder I'm working with is 16, but because this is the cold shoulder, I'll leave it at 15 inches. That is 7.5. And then this is 3 inches for shoulder slope. And on my shoulder, I'm coming down by 1 inch also for shoulder slope. Okay, please ignore all these ones. This is what we're working with. Okay, my armhole depth is 8 inches. Okay. Bust measurement 36 into 4 is 9. I'll add 2.5 inches for seam allowance. Waist is 29 divided into 4 is 7¼ I'll be adding 2½ inches for seam allowance and then 1 inch for that, 3½ inches. Okay. Now for my neckline, I'll use 3½ inches. And for the depth, I'm going to be using about 5 inches. Let me use 5½ inches. Okay. For the back neck, I'll use 2½ inches for the back neck volume. 2½ inches. Okay. So I will now quickly cut. First of all, then remove the front. Okay. So what I'll do next now is to just tape the neckline. So first I'm going to tape this neckline. When I'm done, I'm going to insert that. Okay, the neckline both for the front and the back, and then I will insert that both for the upper bodies and the lower part of our dress. The next thing to be done will be to join the upper part and the lower part together at the waistline. I'm going to go ahead and get it done before we now determine where our coat shoulder is going to start. Join them. I also closed the back. I hope you see it. This is for the slit. Then this one is for the zipper allowance. I came down by about 6 inches before I started making my stitch. That is for the zipper. Okay, now I've joined them at the waistline. I also joined them at the shoulder. Okay, before we now talk about the coat shoulder, and for the coat shoulder, I'll be coming down from the shoulder by 4 inches, and that is the notch you have here. Okay, it is on both the front and the back armhole area. Okay, so having determined where your own coat shoulder should start from, the next will be to join using your body measurement. I mean the bust, the waist and the hip. You are basically closing up the two sides before you now measure the armhole to determine how you cut your circle sleeve. I hope you get it. So I'll just go ahead and then first of all join them at the two sides using the body measurement. Okay, the next thing will be now to talk about the circle sleeve. Okay, now since it is more than one circle sleeve, it needs something to sit on, otherwise it's going to be bulky at this shoulder level. Okay, remember this is our notch here. Okay, so the coat shoulder is starting from here. Okay, so if we cut the circle sleeve 111, it's going to be heavy at this point. So in order to avoid that, we are going to be cutting a normal sleeve, which I have done. This is a normal sleeve. Okay, let me show you. This is the normal sleeve. I hope you see. This is the basic sleeve. Okay, the only thing I did was, since I came down by 4 inches at this coat shoulder, I removed 4 inches from here to arrive at this. This is what I mean. I removed 4 inches here. I just gave it a slight curve. I hope you see it. That is exactly what you have here. Okay, so that is how I achieved the two sleeves. All right, so now I'm going to use the circumference of her arm to now cut her circle sleeve, and her circumference is 12 inches. So I'll be cutting a circle sleeve using this fabric. So this is a full circle sleeve. I hope you see it. It's a full circle. Okay, I'll just go ahead and open it at both ends to give us the sleeve we are looking for. Okay, so this is one. This is another one. Okay, so I have 4 here. That is 2 tiers, remaining 1. So I'll still go ahead and cut another 2 to complete the 3 sleeves. Okay, please, for clarity purpose, there is something I failed to explain here. Like we earlier said, this is a full circle. Okay, as for the measurement I used here, remember I said the circumference of her arm was 12 inches. Okay, so I now doubled it. Okay, instead of 12 inches, I made it 24. I hope you understand. So that by the time I opened it up here, I still have 12 inches for one arm. I hope you understand. So in order to be sure, let's measure it. You see, this is 13 inches, which is okay for one arm. I hope it's clear, because if we use a full circle like this for one sleeve, it's going to be cumbersome. That is why I had to divide it this way. Okay, so this is going to be maybe the second or the third layer. For the first layer, it is a little bit longer in length. I hope you see it. It's a little bit longer in length. Okay, so this is how we are going to be joining it, especially the first one, because that is the one that will be challenging to most of us. You see, I notched the midpoint of both the sleeve and the circle sleeve. Okay, I hope you see the two midpoints are meeting each other very well. You will now carefully move. I hope you see the way I'm shifting it carefully. I hope you see it. When you get to this place, you stitch this armhole area against the circle sleeve. I hope you are following. This is the armhole area. Okay, let me turn the back and use the back so that you see it well. And these are the two midpoints. Okay, you will now carefully and gently, as you stitch, as you sew, you gently shift it. As you sew, you shift it. As you sew, you shift it. When you get to the end of the basic sleeve, which is at this point, now this is the armhole. All you need to do is to just stitch this basic sleeve armhole against the circle sleeve. You just stitch it here and leave it. You go to the other side and you repeat the same thing. I hope you see it. When you get here also, you stitch it. Okay, and cut it off. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll do it and show you the outcome. So this is what I was trying to explain. I hope you see it. This is what I was trying to explain. Okay, I'll go ahead and trim this one out. Okay, then as for the second and the third layer, the second one I'll be placing it on this line, and the third one maybe around here. You just decide the space you are to give your own. Okay, the best would be for you to divide the distance between here and where you are going to place your food. Divide it into two. Okay, and then place the second one and also the third one to give you something like this. I hope you see it. Okay, so this is the sleeve here. All right, you see I folded the basic sleeve. Okay, so the next thing to be done now is to tape this place, this upper part, and also from the shoulder to where we have our notch. You have to tape it also. Okay, so you tape starting from one point of the notch through the shoulder where you have the joining to the other part of the notch. You also tape here using either the fabric or your bias. Okay, so the next thing will be now to join the join the sleeve and then insert it onto our dress. Okay, don't forget this is our armhole. This here is our armhole. Okay, so it's going to sit like this. It's going to sit this way. Okay, just for it to be easy for you, just the same way I placed it, place it against your fabric, starting from where you put your bias down to the armhole area to know where you will start to close up at the armhole area. That's just the essence. Okay, so I will close it up now using from around here, using from here, I'm closing up from here using what I get when I place it this way. Okay, but for this down part I'm going to use 12 inches. Remember, that is the circumference of the arm. Okay, so placing it like this, I really hope you can see it. Okay, let me turn this way. Placing it this way, you see I'll start to close it up around the armhole area from this point. I hope you see it. Okay, so starting from here now, I will then join it to 12 inches, which is the measurement of the arm. I hope I did not confuse you. And when you are done, you should have something like this. For this side, I've joined it. You should have something like this. Okay, I hope you see it. So I'll now go ahead and insert the zip and then fold the hemline, and that will be all. So now we are done with our dress with cold shoulder and 3-tier circle sleeve. And I hope you understood perfectly well. I'll just go ahead and give it a very nice and long press. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. I really appreciate your time. If you are yet to subscribe, please just feel free to hit the red icon to subscribe, and when you do that, also touch the notification bell so that whenever I upload new tutorials, you will get notifications concerning them. Until we see again in my next tutorial, take very good care of yourself and please stay safe. Bye.